Talking about that?
Yeah, but we haven't talked to him yet.
Oh, okay.
We didn't talk to him first.
There we go.
Although you can if you want to. I don't care.
Okay. Denmark. Hey, Bo. All right.
My advice is general in nature, meaning to capture the middle 80% of the PC gaming market. It is going to miss the very low end and the very high end. Key point, is everybody listening? It is also 3 years forward looking. Not just today's needs only, but to help you get a PC that will cover you for the future. Your mileage may vary. As a general rule, the more you buy, the longer your PC will last before it starts to feel it. There are exceptions. You don't want to way overbuy. An example is 32 gigabytes makes sense now, but 64 does not for most people. Likewise, 8 or 10 cores now, 16 is overkill for most.
8 or 12?
What did I say?
10.
I had the i9 on my head. The reason why this is an important point on my brain, the reason this is an important point is a lot of tech reviewers, and I don't want to call out Steve from Hardware Unboxed in a negative way because he does good work, does good benchmarking, and does a lot of testing and works very hard. So this is not... He could do his thing and come to one conclusion, and I could do to mine and come to a different conclusion. And there was a lot of comments on Twitter. Some people called him wrong. Some people called me wrong. I don't like that viewpoint because it implies that somebody has to be wrong. Steve's point is 8 cores is all you need to play today's games in a single tasking, single monitor environment. He's correct. My point is that for the next 3 years going forward, I don't believe that's going to be true, and that's based upon having done this for a very long time and having watched the consoles and watched development and watched the growth of multi-core chips and being able to somewhat put aside the past 10 years of black void nothingness from Intel because AMD wasn't here to the party, because I remember what the world looks like when we had competition. And all these people going, if I build a Ryzen 9 now, will it last me 8 years? Well, it'll work for 8 years, but it won't be very impressive in 8 years. Why not? My i7 2600K lasted 8 years. That was an anomaly. That was weird. That's not how technology works. Expecting that to repeat, in my opinion, is going to lead to disappointment. Now, I also don't think we're going to return to the 90s. The 90s were a bit odd as well in the other direction. It'll be somewhere in between the two. And so if you... Oh, Hector, you could have left that one for well, not that it matters at this point, but I have a number. And that was over it. In any case, so given where we're at and given where the future lies, I think that 6 cores is going to age poorly. Now, my crystal ball is in the shop, and all I have is the stupid bloody magic 8 ball. And obviously I could be wrong, and obviously it's going to depend on your workload, and it's going to depend on whether or not World of Tanks is your jam or Assassin's Creed is your jam. That changes the answer immeasurably. But let me offer this thought. If World of Tanks is your jam, what the frack do you need a new computer for? A 4-year-old computer plays that thing fine. It's kind of like, yes, I'm going to build an RTX 3090 and put it on a 6-core chip. It's going to last me for years. What?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
We have had that. We've had more than one person say that. And it's just like, what the actual fire truck? So if all you care about is today and you don't look to the future, somebody else made a really good comment to me. They said lots of people don't look to the future. No. In fact, why do you think nobody has any personal savings? Why do you think 50% of America couldn't cover a $500 or $700 surprise bill and they're one paycheck away from being homeless? Yep. So nobody saves anything. Nobody's a harsh word. But
not enough.
Not enough people look more than 2 weeks out. They don't look past the next game they're going to play, the next trip to the bar, the next sports game, the next election. They never... Sorry.
No Tim Tam for you.
That's a little harsh, don't you think?
I don't have any anyway.
Well, then no Tim Tam for you either. But
I know where they are.
all I can tell you is that if you either multitask, run more than one monitor, or want any kind of feature out of your computer, you're out of your blinking mind if you build a 6-core machine today.